Alright guys, it's Hank here with a quick tutorial, save you some time. Definitely saved me a lot of time about creating your own patches for VIS-G. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is open your Fallout 4 edit as usual. You're also going to need, you're also going to need some scripts here from PRA. Okay, which is the automatic patch generation. All you have to do is just go to Files, and then do the manual download, and then of course unzip, and then you're going to move those scripts into just like I showed you guys how to do with patching with better locational damage. So I'm not going to repeat myself. If you need to learn how to do that, you can look at my tutorial on better locational damage patching. Okay, so now we're in Fallout 4 edit. We've already got the scripts in place, and what I need to do is I need to make sure that my Fallout 4 New Vegas anti-material rifle is properly tagged. So what you want to do is you need to, there's really only a couple of things that you need to do. One, you need to make sure that basically your miscellaneous item generally is the only thing that you're going to need to tag. Occasionally it can be ammunition or ingestible item or weapon, but you have to do weapon independently. So what you're going to do is go to whatever weapon you're trying to patch and go right to the top where it says miscellaneous item. Go down to deep copy as override into. Yes, you're sure. And then you're going to need to go down here to where you have this ESL, and that won't count against your load order limit. And then the file name that you're going to want to use is whatever. I use Hank's. I use the weapon name F4NV underscore AMR VIS-G patch. Okay, so that's complete. Then what you need to do is right click again, and then you go to apply script, and you'll find your script here in the scripts list. It's VIS-Gifier. Okay, I hit save. Oops. Okay, apply script, save, okay, and then you need to scroll down to the new patch that you just created and select that one specifically and hit OK. And now beautifully, instead of having to go in and type mod here in every single one of the mods, tags it all out for you. Now, I broke the game before by using VIS-G, by using the script improperly. This would be the proper way to use the script. And then for your weapon, if you want to tag those properly, you go to full name. It says anti-material rifle. You'll go to edit. And you need to take a look at what your VIS-G codes are, but I've got mine printed off in a binder here just for quick and easy reference, but I will show you where to find that. And for sniper rifles, I like to use 2E SAR, and you're going to need to put that in the solid bracket, 2E SAR. space. Okay. And that's going to give that weapon the appropriate icon. And that's it. Easy peasy. Now, if we wanted to do Chinese assault rifle, make sure it's not already patched. It's not. So what I'm going to do is go to misc item, because what you're looking at here is basically the miscellaneous items. So when you're constructing it at a workbench, it's the mod that's pulled off that goes into your Pip-Boy or inventory or whatever. And it just irritates me to no end to have things missing tags. So if you didn't have a script, you'd have to do something like this. Put this kind of bracket in, mod, like that, space, and do every one of them individually. What a pain in the ass. So instead, what you want to do, go to misc item. You want to deep copy as override into. Take a look here. WM Chinese assault rifle. Go to deep copy as override into. We're going to create a new ESL. Okay. I'm going to put Hanks. WM for Wasteland Melody Chinese assault rifle. VIS-G patch, easy peasy. Okay, so it creates an override down here. Then what you're going to do is go apply script, hit save, okay, and then you got to go down and select your override, okay, boom. Now when you look at it, you can see how it's already applied mod to every single thing. You don't have to go and, God forbid, put it all in independently. Now there's something else that I've done. You've got activators, and you also have, let me see if I can find another one. What would be another one that's got activators or something like it? Detonator for remote explosives, for example. Activator. That would be down in weapon, though. I think. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, because this is very important here. I just forget. Okay, here's detonator. All right, so what I've done here with the detonator, because this ties into something that I'll do a tutorial on later that has to do with modifying your wheel menu and getting where the items that you want in the proper places in the wheel menu. And so what I had done, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second, is I created a new icon for the detonator so I could put it in the appropriate wheel menu category and give the detonator something other than the device icon from VIS-G. The device icon from VIS-G gives you that kind of looks like a person. It's all in orange with lines going through it. The same kind of thing that you would see to activate a stealth boy. I wanted something very different than that, but I still wanted it to fall under the device category. So 1A Pip-Boy was the correct icon that I wanted to have. And that's how I want to do all my switches. Let me try and think here. Where would an actual switch be? I think the I know my Westech Optics has got it. Okay, ingestible. So I've done 1A Pip-Boy there. Okay, and so that's just important information for later, and that's how I'm going to do all my switches, so they all come out in the same place within my wheel menu. Okay, so those modded all out properly. Now you can do your weapons if you want overrides. Like say you wanted to package your VIS-G patches as like a complete set for other people to download. You would just go deep copy as override into, again, the VIS-G patch. Okay. Then you're gonna pop down here. Now there's no script for tagging the weapons or armors. You're gonna have to look it up and apply the icon that you'd like to apply to it. Now for the Chinese assault rifle, I like, hit edit, I like the AK. So that code would be 2DAR, so bracket 2DAR space. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing for the regulator because it's the same gun. And if you had to do a lot of them, you could just copy them. So I'll just copy this code here because I'm lazy. Just go right up to the full name category. Easy peasy. So now that entire VIS-G patch will, you could package that and other people could download it and not even have to go through this. Okay, now one interesting thing about the Wasteland Melody Chinese Assault Rifle is there's a hat called the Regulator Hat, and that's found in this graveyard area, and it's not tagged, so I want to tag that. And for the clothes, I want to kind of use the same one I would use for my cowboy hat. So I'm going to look that up here. I'm going to go with 2C hat. And that should give me the cowboy hat icon. Okay. Or I could have conversely deep copied that as an override into down here. And I suppose if I'm going to be more complete about it, I suppose I should. If you're going to do something, do it right. And you'll find the armor there. Now it's already done, but I'll do it again. Okay. And that way, if I package my VIS-G patches for other people to download, well, it's already done. So I found some things that are incomplete in other people's patches, and I'm pretty meticulous about the way I like things organized, so I'm just anal retentive like that. I figure if you're going to do it right, you need to do it neat and clean. Okay, R91 expanded was something I added in this morning. That's not going to replace the common battle rifle. It's just going to add that to the game and add some more things in. So let me save my completed patches now. All right. And for this one, I actually need to run my better locational damage script on this. So the newest one is Fallout 4 BLD Patcher. That's the most recent one by Zylab. Okay. Okay. And just keep it with the name Patcher. And I wouldn't mess with any of this other stuff. There's no need to. And that's going to go through the full. Everything that has to do with the R91. So it basically is going to change generally what it does is it changes the speed with which you can reload the weapon. It slows it down a little bit. There's a couple of other things that that it does too. Not really a whole lot. Let's see, float. This it changes the range a little bit, min range, max range. Okay. So all these two are, you know, ordinarily you would create a better locational damage patch separately, but I'm confident enough now, you know, to not have to do that. But I can show you guys how to do that too. I'm just trying to avoid redundancy in my own life. But as it stands right now, you can see that it wouldn't be under object modification. It's going to be miscellaneous items. They're already tagged mod. Okay, because Schnips did that one for us. Okay. And I'll take a look at weapon here, R91. I believe I've already done this one too. So I like the 2KA CSMG icon for that one. And I've actually put that inside of the Schnips. So I think you guys are getting the point here. It's not terribly difficult. Okay, let's take a look at miscellaneous items here. Okay, so these clearly are not yet tagged. So what you need to do, of course, is go to not object modification. It looks very much the same, but miscellaneous item. So those are the things that need that icon, because that's what's going to show up in your inventory. Deep copy is override into. Let me make sure I want to use the right name. R91 assault rifle. Deep copy is override into. You're going to use ESL. Okay. Do Hanks. R91 rifle. VIS-G patch. Okay. So it's created us a new entry down here. Boom. So now what we want to do is go back up to the actual place inside R91 assault rifle, miscellaneous item, apply script. This time we're going to go down to VIS-G fire. Save. Okay. Then you want to select the ESP that you just created. Looks like the Schnips modifies the damage of the R91 as well. In that case, you have to patch it with the BLD patcher as well. I'll take a look at that. That's a very good observation, Zach. Thank you. Okay. So now these are all tagged. Easy peasy. Like I said, I had already done that one manually. All right, so let's take a look at what Zach had to say here. He says, okay, we've got because Schnips is down here as an override, because it's going to be lower in the load order list for the R91. $35 there. So he is correct in that. So let's run the script, the BLD, and see what we get here. Absolutely correct, Zach. Very, very good observation. Good catch, man. Good catch. So it's important to pay attention to the overrides when you for better locational damage if you want consistency. Great catch. Thank you. Very important. So that would mean I'm going to have to run it on this one as well. It would be, a lot of times it would be automatic that's going to change. Oh, this is just, it's actually, miss item is just tagging it. So that's where the difference is. That's the very important distinction. Very important distinction. When the weapon is moved down into the patch, you do need to run the better locational damage script on it. But if you don't, if it's just items, then you don't have to. Great catch. Okay. So I think that's, I'm not going to run this on forever. I mean, pretty much covered what needs to be covered as far as how to do that the quick and easy way. It's been Hank. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. A couple other tutorials I think I might cover a little bit later. It's going to take a little time to do, to cover these tutorials. But I've been working with building explosives through changing the yields with the remote explosives through Fallout 4 Edit. So it's pretty, it can be pretty tricky because there's a lot to it. But I have modified the pulse charge just as an example. Let me show you guys, because we have it'd be under explosion. You will be able to see all the modifications that I've made just in the pulse charge alone. I've made some for the IED as well. It lights enemies on fire. So the explosion is based on an effect here. Remote explosive enchantment, pulse grenade, energy damage. So this is the enchant. So you find that under object effect, pulse grenade, energy damage. Okay, now these are all these keywords that were not ordinarily in Fading Signal's initial release of the remote explosives. When he initially assigned values to the explosions, he was only adding an electrical effect, this first one, D electrical effect chance always, damage type electrical, of an additional 100. Or I believe his was maybe 250, something like that. So it was like the weapon itself had a damage of 5. See if I can find it here. It would be maybe under live, pulse charge live. This is not really what I planned on going through right at the moment, but damage base 1, pulse charge, damage base would have been like 5, if I remember correctly. So secondary, damage base 1. Anyway, that's really not important. Like I said, this is just a teaser, I'll go over this stuff later. But let's see, the explosion here for the pulse charge enchantment. You look at the enchantment. Ordinarily, it only had an electrical effect, but I added some conditions. So if it's a robot, actor type robot, it adds 500 more electrical damage. It's going to add 150 more if it's mole rat, bug, dog, synth, mirelurk. It's going to paralyze for 6 seconds synths, scorpions, turrets, and robots. And then it's going to add an additional electrical effect of 250 for turrets. So it's very, very potent against turrets. But there's a whole lot to modifying explosives. There's no question about that. It gets pretty deep. But that's just a little teaser. I'll go over that stuff at a later date. It's been Hank. Catch you guys on the flip side.